What's happening, family? Welcome back to another episode of Let Us Tell It. I'm one of your hosts, Marcus Tanksley, a.k.a. Tank, and I'm joined by the other host of this podcast, and he is...
Goosebay. How y'all doing?
I'm going to be honest, I didn't know how that was about to come out when I was introducing you, when I was letting you introduce yourself. It turned into a run-on sentence. If this is your first time joining us, we don't know what the hell took you so long to get here, but this is a weekly podcast that we do. It's called Let Us Tell It. And this is a podcast we talk about from, our point of view, a man's point of view, a father's point of view, a husband's point of view, a black man's point of view. And if you're curious of what their point of view is, let us tell it. Don't go to another source. Holla at us.
Get it right here.
Anyway, this week, y'all, what's today? So Friday, when you be watching this for the first time and hearing this for the first time, Father's Day will be on that Sunday. So we're going to get into that. But first, we got a topic we wanted to talk about.
Today's Thursday.
Today, we filming on Thursday, but they're going to be watching this on Friday. Damn it, Goose. We supposed to be doing that. They ain't supposed to know that.
Edit that out, man.
No, we're going to leave it in.
We're doing this on Friday. Just Friday.
So we wanted to answer a question that was given to us by one of our lovely subscribers, supporters, followers.
Yeah.
Faithful watcher of Let Us Tell It. One of the gaggles.
Yes.
Gaggles and or rider, Tank's rider. I'm not going to say her name just because I don't want to put people's business out there like that. Just on the... on the category of the actual question, and I can't find it. Anyway, the question
was about love making.
Yes, basically, how as a woman, how do you tell your husband / boyfriend that the reason you don't enjoy sex with him because it's not good?
Yeah, he's not satisfying.
He's not satisfying her.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Here it is. My husband is normal. No, that ain't it. So yeah, that was the question, and that's a difficult.
But they if I'm remembering correctly, they have been married for several years now.
Yeah, this is several years.
4 years plus.
Right, something like that, I believe.
So it's not.
If we getting it wrong. Oh, great insight, fellas. Got a question. What does it mean when a man? Nah, it's a different episode altogether. So what's crazy is, as much as I hate to say it, it seems like this is a common problem that more women experience than what I like to think.
Well, I think I said this before. I was a avid listener of the Love Hour, right? So Melissa stated some facts that she also learned was that there were either 80 to 90% of women do not always climax when they have sex. 80 to 90? That is crazy. Yeah. So with that, that's hard hitting. For a man to hear that, and now you in that
ladies? 90%?
That's what I'm saying. As soon as I heard that, I went to Mo. I was like, look, whatever needs to be done, let's get it done.
Yeah, because
I want you to enjoy this way more than I do. Because I want you to want to do it all the time.
Yeah, that's what's crazy is I was reading something. Yeah, I was reading something, and it was saying it was. I think it was an interview. I'm about to mess all these people's name up, so I'm not even going to say them. But it's basically women. It was two women saying that sex for men and women, of course, is different. Yeah. But they were saying that they don't need to climax every time as long as it's good, as long as they're enjoying it. That was what they were saying.
Okay.
However, my goal is to get you to that promised land first.
Yeah.
Before I go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My wife recently, she was just like, she was like, You be liking to go down there, don't you? I said, yeah, I like to call it eating neck bone. You know what I'm saying? Eating that neck. That's fellas, look. If you want to get good at your mouth game in the promised land, eat some neck bone. You understand? If you can clean some neck bone, then you know what you're doing. All right, that gives your tongue some dexterity. But I told her, I said,
oxtail.
Oxtail. Yeah. Oxtail. Oh, yeah, oxtail do it too. No, not oxtail, because that's the bigger bones.
Oh, okay.
No, the neck bone got all the other little bones. You got to get down in between there.
Turkey neck.
Yeah, only way you can get down in there is you've got that good tongue dexterity. But I was I'm
kind of awkward.
But I let her know. I said, FYI, I'm not doing that for you. I'm doing that for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting you right.
She was like, what? I said, I ain't got nothing to do with you. Yeah. That's all me right there. I said, oh, you poor girl. Yeah. You thought that was for you?
Crazy girl. Crazy.
Silly girl. I said, me personally, I would want somebody to tell me straight up.
Yeah.
Like, be straight up and honest with me. Mm-hmm. I ain't about to toot my own horn. Ain't never had that issue. But I would want to hear that, but at the same time, like you said, I've always been very inquisitive about what's going on. Like, hey, is that good? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even afterwards. So, got anything any improvements? Anything? Some adjustments? No.
Any notes on the game board?
Yeah. No. Absolutely not. Just let me know. But the problem with this particular situation is here's the problem is faking.
Yeah.
With a woman faking. You got this man, he might be walking around thinking he's King Ding-a-ling, with his chest all big. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, hey, you need a little bit of honesty. You know what I'm saying? The faking ain't doing nothing for nobody. Mm-hmm. It actually is actually hurting the woman. When you faking, that man is thinking he's doing something and he ain't. Yeah. Don't do that, because he's going to be looking for that reaction. Mm-hmm. Once he starts giving you that reaction, he's getting somewhere if y'all ain't having no conversations about it. Yeah. Don't be how you can. Nah, if it ain't doing that to you, don't do all of that. Don't do all of that, because then he's like, yeah, if he ain't hearing nothing, if he ain't getting no feedback, that's going to make him make some adjustments. Yeah. So in the long run, doing all that faking, it's only going to hurt her. Yep. In the long run. But at this point, y'all been married for that long, there's not something you can just come out and say, hey, you're not doing it for me. Yeah. To me, I had to go to Angel. I was like, look, I don't even know how to answer this question. I said, I would say this, but that would possibly end the relationship if she takes my dumb ass advice.
Yeah.
So basically the way Angel actually said it a good way is like, they have to learn each other. Mm. She has to open up that door, lead by example, and basically her putting in effort to learn him should make him want to put in effort to learn her.
Yeah.
And that way, him learning her, he will figure out what it is. And, her being honest in that learning of, starting the process of, learning each other and trying to figure out what's good and what's not, what that person likes, what they don't. Mm-hmm. Because you gotta be willing to explore, because you may have, rocked one person's world. The next person might not like none of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's not his fault that this has been going on, though.
No, absolutely not. That's what I said. Like, you can't be out here faking and like he like, I tore it up. Yeah, baby, you tore it. No, don't do that.
You have to, like Tank was saying, you're gonna have to learn each other. But I can almost guarantee you, if you tell your husband, hey, do it like this, I like it like this, you have to voice it though. Mid, why y'all getting it? And whatever spot hey, don't you move, keep it right there. I like it right there. You got to put I know women be scared to talk sometimes, but you can't be scared to say it. You got to say it. That's the most next to brunch.
The best thing.
That's the best thing a woman can do for me. When my wife say, hold it right there, mm-hmm. it turns me on. I'm like, oh, she okay right there. All right, and I'm there.
10 toes down.
Right, 10 toes down. Walk up. I'm ready. You're right. Keep it. Okay, I'm keeping it.
Don't stop right there. Oh, I'm gonna be right here. I ain't changing nothing up.
You have to tell him. You have to, because a man will switch it up, especially if he doesn't feel anything from you. He's Well, okay, and you might have been in your spot, and now he done switched it. So you have to talk. Tell him what's happening. Don't be afraid of talking. I know it's kind of
now. Here's the thing:
embarrassing. Sometimes.
If you don't know where you're going, you don't want directions after you lost. You want directions in the moment, turn by turn, MapQuest, if you will.
Turn right here.
You know what I'm saying? Google Maps. I know MapQuest might be too old for some of y'all.
Boy,
you remember MapQuest? You used to print it out.
Hey, to print out the directions.
You got to print it out. Remember, you used to know where to go. You would figure it out before MapQuest. But now you want to know where you're going in the moment. It's just like you need to make a left right here and stay on that left side. All right, I'm gonna stay right here on the left. All right, straight up the middle. Cool. Keep straight for 2 miles.
Speed it up.
Hang a right. All right, I'm gonna be on this right side till you tell me otherwise.
Hard left.
But now it's that's one of those things. Like this is one thing, and we had to get this established earlier on. I don't want in the moment if something ain't working. Like, I need to know exactly what's going on. Like, if it's not, if it's not to her liking, and we are one of many. We are majority. Men want to know exactly what they need to do. If you got a selfish lover, it's like, you just be like, hey, babe, I need you to go, like, in the moment. Like, don't stop right there. He will bite his tongue. He will punch himself. He would do anything to hold that bad boy back before you get done.
And if he can't, next go around, he gonna be prepared.
He gonna be prepared.
You got to talk. You have to talk.
Yeah, you gotta talk. So go ahead.
Now, breaking the news to him could either be while you all are getting it in. Coaching him just off rip. Hope that could be the moment you say it, or it could be the moment of like literally sending them down. Hey, let me tell you, I haven't been satisfied. Blase. Hold on, but once you do that, you got to give him some head or something. Like you got to. But baby, look, go ahead and get that done, and let him feel good. You know what I'm saying? That's how I would.
No butt after that.
If my
for 4 or 5 years.
Look, if my wife told me that after this time, she's like, "Look, but I'm about to set you straight." I'm like, "All right, cool." I would be satisfied with that. I would be happy about that. I would. I'm just letting you know how I would feel.
Right. I would just want you to tell me straight up, but I'm telling you not to take. Don't act like your man is me. Because don't you set that man down and be like, hey, this is what it is. But ain't no but after that. that man's ego is like an egg.
Yeah, it's going to hurt.
It's going to fracture. You ain't going to be able to clean it up. It's going to sizzle down into the grass. Let it go.
It's going to.
Not even ego. We fragile beings. All right. You don't. I don't know. That's Goose's advice. Me personally, I wouldn't. The first set of advice is like the next time y'all get it in, or even if it's a conversation of, I want to start exploring and doing this and that. Don't talk about what happened. Now, you can maybe later on down the road, like the past year you've been throwing it down. But that conversation, ever since you notice it's been better, baby, he's going to be like, yeah, we've been getting it. That's what I'm talking about right there. We've been doing it. But,
like,
out here ending relationships. Oh, man. All right, so.
He'll be okay, though. But
he'll be all right eventually, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, do what Tank said. Slowly. Yeah. Work him into it.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
That's tough.
So, and we're going to be answering, questions like that. I saw that one, and I wanted to give, like, some true, good, honest, and helpful advice, being that was a question that asked. And I feel for the young lady. You deserve to ride every roller coaster at the amusement park of your husband and of your own. I don't know if any of that makes sense to you, but you deserve all the hills and thrills of laying down with your spouse. Anyway, today's topic, y'all, being that it's Father's Day coming up.
Happy Father's Day to you.
We are men, we are fathers, and we keep hearing this term, and we wanted to, and he's got
two little girls.
I have 4 little boys. and we want to set examples. So we want to talk about this whole term that everybody keeps talking about, and you've heard it too, toxic masculinity. I posed this question to, you mind if I tell them real quick what's going on? I posed this question to Patreon, to our Patreon. That's Patreon at That Chick Angel /That Chick Angel. And I asked them, hold on, I'm going to tell y'all exactly what I said to them, because I'm, some of them will disagree with me, which is what I was looking for. My question was, I told them we're going to be talking about toxic masculinity, and I said, personally, I think it's BS. And I was like, tell me if you agree or disagree. And then I posed some other questions too. But going down through and looking at the comments, of course, there were people that disagreed with me, which is perfectly fine, especially the people that explained it. I'm like, okay, I get it, because a lot of people said that it's an overused term. Mm-hmm. People use it way too much, which I agree with. And then people forget, though, a lot of people don't even know the proper definition of toxic masculinity. So the reason, how do you feel about, before we go any further, how do you feel about like the phrase toxic masculinity, or your experiences of people using that term?
I think toxic masculinity is basically people criticizing men for their genuine feelings about something. So, however a man reacts, if it's not soft, it's not correct. He didn't approach it properly. If he didn't soften the blow of his true feelings. Sometimes it could be.
You heard that, Poor?
I heard.
That's the sounds of a good show. A good show to come. Go ahead, man.
This man, see, that's toxic masculinity right there. Just disturbing me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's toxic. No, I'm just tripping. There ain't no toxic masculinity.
We can talk about it.
Yeah.
See, we not toxic. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
They gonna cancel the hell out of it. Look, but it's really people putting men down for their natural reactions, their emotions in certain situations. Mm-hmm. So a man can't just react the way he wants to react. He has to almost transform himself to make this person happy or that person happy, when inside is not what he really is trying to come across.
Suppressing emotions and feelings.
He's suppressing himself. And toxic masculinity that's what it's done. It's really transforming a man to it helps. I'm not saying it doesn't help, because it helps, because it's helped me, but it just causes a lot of it makes you question yourself. Mm-hmm. It makes me question myself sometimes.
The term toxic masculinity?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We
makes
gonna
me
get to
question
that.
myself. Yeah.
So when I posed a question, I said, quite frankly, I think it's BS. The reason I said that, and then I'm gonna tell you why my opinion of it has changed, because Patreon has helped me re-realize, or help me remember, re-realize. God dang, help me remember with the term, the actual definition of it. So usually when I hear this term, it's usually from people either in comments when they hear a conversation, or even friends, family, people close to us. Let's say me and Goose, we sitting around, we talking about working on something, or building something, or I'm start talking about cars and car parts, and people around. Sometimes people will look at that as toxic masculinity, because traditionally that stuff is like man type stuff. Even though I know women with old school cars that like to work on cars, I know women mechanics, I know women electricians, carpenters, people in construction. However, a lot of times those terms are used, are those professions and those hobbies are looked at as, things that men do. So people have been using that, oh, that's just toxic. That's toxic masculinity. Here y'all go talking about this. That's toxic, but that's not toxic masculinity. That's a wrong definition. That's just something we into. Why am I toxic for being into what I'm into?
Yep.
That's not true. So when I posed that question, they helped me remember that basically we have a segment called When Manning Up Goes Wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anytime you doing something where manning up goes wrong, we've gave it examples of that. That's toxic masculinity. That's one of my sons falling and hurting themselves, running to me crying, "Daddy, it hurt." Me saying, "Man up." That's toxic.
Yep.
That's extremely me acknowledging, hey, it don't mean I'm gonna do like his mom. I'm gonna pick him up and hold him, and what I would consider babying him, and like, "Oh baby, it's all right. Do what we need to do." But I'm gonna like, "Hey baby, you okay? Come here, let me see it." Yeah. Oh yeah, you did fall, hurt yourself. You okay? Is it all right? That's me being a father. That ain't me being too rough with him or anything, or ignoring his feelings. I'm gonna acknowledge that he fell and hurt himself. I'm gonna ask him how bad it hurts. Depending on how severe it is. If he flipped 5 or 6 times, I know we got something severe. But if he just fall and hit his leg or something, that's what happens to kids. I'm gonna be like, "All right, you go on back doing it. You okay?" We went camping this past weekend. My oldest son fell off his bike. I checked on him. "You good?" He had some little bit of road rash. Me and his mom was like, "Yeah, there you go. Good job. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but you'll be all right." 10 minutes later, he was with the other preteens running around. But in that moment, he was hurt. We acknowledged he was hurt. "Let me know if you need some ice." "Yeah, I need some ice." All right. Went on about our business. But me going to, "Oh man, you be all right, go on somewhere." I'm not gonna do that because that would be toxic. I want him to understand that he can express to us that something hurts. And I want him to know that he shouldn't suppress or hide those emotions. Yeah. If he wants to get upset, go ahead and get upset. That's okay. But go on. Me telling him to do none of that would be considered toxic. Toxic masculinity has been used to as men's hobbies. Yeah. Have been turned into toxic masculinity, falsely, when that's not toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity, like you said, making or clowning people for not suppressing feelings or emotions. Yeah. Basically, that's the key sum of toxic masculinity. And then Naughty Life was actually, I was right there with you, Naughty Life, on the because she said, "No, it's not BS," and she went down explaining, and I was agreeing with every single thing she said until that last message, and you started listing out masculine traits that would be considered toxic, and I was like, there we go again. It's a misdefinition. Yeah. Using or threatening violence. Anybody does that. That's yes. Come on. I know a whole lot of chicks in the hood with baby daddies they don't like that will get real threatening. That ain't got nothing to do.
What's the actor?
What's the name? Johnny Depp and what's the name? Amber Heard.
He was getting his
I might have his names wrong. She was tearing off into him. Didn't nobody say, wasn't nobody saying, "Hey, she was being so masculine and top." No, she was just being violent. That had nothing to do with masculinity.
Whooping that butt.
Yeah, controlling others. Who wants to control somebody more than a husband wants to control a wife wants to control a husband?
Tell me about it.
That's not masculine. Is it toxic? I don't know. If he's doing a bunch of dangerous stuff, maybe he does need some controlling. But I wouldn't consider that toxic masculinity. Acting aggressively. I don't know anybody more aggressive than my sister. She gave me hell growing up.
I know one aggressive young lady. I ain't gonna say no names, but
Melanie.
I don't know.
He said, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know that name.
But no, these are examples that you gave that you sent. I don't know. You sent quite a bit of stuff. I was right. I was like, you right. Then you started listing them out, and that's where I was like, come on now, we done veered off course again, because it's basically saying anything negative.
Toxic
or aggressive is considered toxic and masculine, or considered masculine, and no, it's not. I would have to disagree with that.
Women do the same thing.
And then so and then also we get this thing because the bad examples I gave of people, or I said of people giving bad examples of toxic masculinity. I'm like, on the reverse, you have toxic femininity, but nobody talks about that. If the false perception of toxic masculinity was, cars and man and doing this and liking brown looking, drinking it straight and cigars and all that and working with our hands is toxic masculinity. Why haven't anybody looked at glamour and lipstick and eyeshadow and nails and hair and purses and looked at as femininity, a toxic femininity, even though it's the wrong definition.
Yeah.
That's not looked at. But again, people are giving the wrong definition of that. So I know you was talking about a story and you asked me if that was toxic. When the baby didn't want to wear the life jacket.
My daughter didn't want to wear her life jacket in the pool, and she just came up to me crying, saying it was uncomfortable. But she's been in the pool for maybe about 2 hours now, so I just simply looked at her. Now, this is where I simply looked at her and I was like, "No, you're gonna wear the jacket. Have a good day. Basically, go back into the pool." But then a friend of ours was like, "Hey, come here, baby. Oh, that life jacket is this. That life jacket is that." And my baby ended up running off happy because the young lady, I guess, made her feel good about her life jacket. And I was wondering, was my response toxic? Or where does that fall? Because did I do something wrong or what happened there?
Yeah, so he legitimately, like, for real, and all honestly, asked me. He was like, "Is that considered toxic?" I said, "No, that's you being a father." Like, and like that, right now, I can only imagine McKinley sees you as safety, as protection, and stern when need to be.
Yep.
Because I seen that it ain't like she's scared of, like, a lot of kids. Sometimes kids are scared of their father. Angel says boys are scared of me, even though I know they're not. But I said that. But they
scared.
I tell you, they are not, clearly. But like, she will play with you. My boys will play with me. Like, I know coming up, I saw kids that would not dare come and run up and wrestle and play with their father. Like, my boys would do that to me. So she sees you as that. She finds you safe. And that's this strong pillar. That's how she sees you. There's nothing with her seeing that as an example of a man. That's a perfect example of a man in her life. That she knows what to look for in a man when she gets older. So for me, that's not that wouldn't be considered toxic. That's you being a father and the other person reacting. That's how she would treat her children, being that she's a mother.
Yeah. See, and that's where the toxic masculinity has me questioning myself. So I'm naturally like, "Nah, you wearing that, gone," simple as that. But then it's like, "Oh, hold up, did I hurt her feelings? Hold up, was that too stern? Was I not soft enough for this child? Where am I at with this simple question and answer that happened right there?" So, that had me kind of like, dang, did I hurt her feelings? Did I not respond correctly?
Yeah, so
you know what I'm saying?
All these years of people saying, basically misusing the term toxic masculinity, has you questioning yourself, like, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? When it actually is not. And I have a similar story, like, when our twins got their vaccination, either the booster or their first vaccination, we accidentally scheduled it at 2 different CVS's. So Angel took one twin to the other. I took the other one. I'm sorry, to the other CVS, and I took one.
Y'all in 2 separate CVS.
2 separate situations. Okay. And we were both vlogging at the time. We didn't even know it. We didn't plan this out. And so Angel did, she vlogged, I think she had I think she had Kai getting his shot. I vlogged the other one, Sour Kai, I don't know which one I had, getting the other shot. So in the vlog, when it was put together, like I said, we didn't plan it, but the videos were basically interlinked. Like, it showed one, showed the other, showed one, showed the other. So the difference in our parenting styles was, one, a mother dealing with her child, and then me, a father, dealing with his child. So in hers, she was like, "Oh, baby, is it okay?" Doing a bunch of talking, rubbing his back, just being a mother. To where me, I'm checking on him, like, "You okay? It's all right. Yeah, we gonna look his way. He's just gonna feel a little pinch, and I did my thing." Yeah. So, and then in that instant, people could see there was nothing toxic about what I did, because I was considering that he's going through something. He might be a little scared. It might sting a little bit. And she did the same thing, but she did it in a motherly way. Yeah. Which looked completely different. And people in the comments were saying it was comforting to see the two different perspectives and the two different ways that they handled that. And I didn't think nothing about it until I kept seeing these comments, and I'm like, dang, it's true. Because just because I'm not, running over and, rubbing him the same way she is, don't mean that I'm being toxic or I'm being, too masculine or telling him. I didn't tell him to man up. Mm-hmm. I acknowledged that, I talked him through it and he was cool. I said, yeah, good job, babe. I think she hugged him or whatever, gave him a kid, just the two different styles. Yeah. They know they can go to their mom for that. For me, they know they can come to me for things, but they see me in a certain way and they see their mom in a certain way. I'm setting an example to what I feel. Basically, we saw this, somebody, I think Angel, I don't know, therapist, somebody said it. Basically, be the parent that you want to be remembered as. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to set an example of, you need to be man up. No, I'm acting as the father that I want them to remember me as. And that's somebody, again, safety, strength, trust, all of the above. Yeah. Now I don't need to be considered, I don't want to be considered stern, but however, at the same time, it's just like, no, daddy wasn't no pushover. He kept us in order, but we had fun. I feel safe. I know I could go to him. I could cry on his shoulder. But I'm just that's the difference. That's not toxic. The way I'm doing, at least not what I see. Now, we were talking before we started. There are things that would be considered toxic that I do, like I was talking about. So there's new fashion trends. We in our 40s. I'm lying. I'm 40. Goose is 38. He about to be 39 here soon. But we were talking, we know we're not in the same fashion category as the younger generations. Mm-hmm. One thing I noticed, and I kept hearing about this, and I saw it for the first time when I went back home to Kentucky recently, is, dudes are now wearing pearls.
Oh, pearls.
Pearls, like pearl necklaces.
What you say?
You can't even call it a chain.
Marge Simpson.
Yeah, I said looking like Marge Simpson about the neck. Me, that's not something that I would do, because traditionally that article of jewelry would be considered something that a woman would wear. Yes.
So us criticizing somebody for doing so would be toxic.
And I did criticize. And I realized in that conversation, I said, now see, that's considered toxic because it's something from a different generation that I don't understand, that I disagree with. Mm-hmm. But here I am criticizing it. Is that considered toxic? Absolutely. Yeah. I don't take back what I said. Different strokes, different strokes, different folks. There was one you brought up.
Yeah, I see guys arching their eyebrows. Now, I have thick eyebrows, and
I barely have eyebrows, little to none.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with this
guy. I don't either. If you grew a couple more inches, maybe you would have lost that. Maybe if I was shorter, I'd have eyebrows.
I ain't even got no comeback for that one. That was good. That was all right.
Don't be talking about that height. You height shaming. People so sensitive.
All that toxic masculinity. But
that was toxic hate. That's all that was.
Oh, short ass. Okay. I arch your eyebrows if you want to arch your eyebrows. Because if you have thick eyebrows like myself, you need to groom them, shape them up, pluck them or whatever. That's what I would do. I would like groom my eyebrows. Like I can grab, some hairs it needs to be groomed. But to arch my eyebrows and change the whole rhythm of my face, it's like, have it up here and just stuck like this that's just
of a different generation.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's just of a different generation.
I don't know. Guys our age probably do it though. I
have friends. I know people that's like arched, like shit, like you said, not just like shape, like to clean it up around the edges, but like, no, I'm gonna get this little. I call it the rainbow at the end. Like,
yeah. So that's toxic. on my end, because he arches eyebrows. That's how I was looking.
Like, who's over there?
That's how I would look at him though. You would be like, what's going on? That's how I would be like, oh, he arching his eyebrows. That's toxic on my end. But it's not. I'm not. Yeah, I am judging.
You was judging. The same way I was.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a double standard.
It is because the guy could have.
He could have eyebrows going down into his eyelids. We don't know.
He needs to shave them or arch them. Like, it has to be done.
Yeah.
For him.
And it's grooming. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing soft about grooming.
Nah. Nothing soft about it.
But the reason I call it a double standard is, a couple times a year, I will go get a pedicure and a manicure. You know what I'm saying? It's like me, from always working with my hands, Goose too. Yep. We got rough hands. However, when it comes to my woman, she likes hard hands, but she don't want extremely rough hands. Women got some pretty sensitive areas, and if she don't want no sandpaper in those areas, you know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure your hands is in good, good
working condition.
Yeah, it needs to be appropriate for the areas.
Yeah.
That's why, depending on, like, when I'm working out, depending on certain workouts that I'm doing, I will put on workout gloves because I'm like, I don't need my hands that much rougher. So by me doing that, there might be a lot of guys out there that's like, I can't believe this man just admitted he be going to get his hands and feet done.
Yeah.
I probably need to go a lot more often than what I do because it's relaxing. Somebody doing especially your feet.
I need all that work.
Do you, man? You probably need to you might need a landscaper to come through just with the.
I take these shoes off.
They gonna punch through the front of your shoes.
Sound like a pterodactyl.
No, but so yeah, it's the same way. Like, what's different? And I had to look at it that way. It's like, what's any different from, a man arching his eyebrows to, the way I look at wearing pearls. Somebody else will look at me, getting my hands and feet done.
Yeah,
I need that feet thing done.
Shaving your body hair.
Yeah,
because I groom my area.
Man, we don't look, Bruce. We done talked about it. Don't be talking about your areas being groomed.
It'll be all right, man.
Yeah, it will be.
My eye keeps shaking.
I have it too sometimes. The chest hair. Like, me personally, I don't like how my chest look with all that hair on it. Angel love it. I'm like, let me clean it up.
So that's too much. That's you arching your eyebrows.
It is
for the other guy.
Somebody like, hey, over shaving his chest. Look at him over. You probably use one of them silk razors.
Yeah.
But no. Hold on. There was something.
That's what we were saying. Those are traits of toxic masculinity. But we were, that's what we were saying. We were saying that those were traits of toxic masculinity, and those are real traits of toxic masculinity.
But there's a flip side though, because now you got men thinking, they can't groom, they can't smell good, they can't look good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Don't no man find nothing soft about going to the barbershop and getting a haircut. But why would you find something soft about, women like nice looking hands. Simple as that. Don't no woman want to see no dirty fingernails, no messed up hands. I've worked with my hands my whole life. And can't nobody ever say that, I got, all this, stuff stained up. When I'm working on my Mustang, I will put gloves on when I'm doing engine work because that stuff stains up under your fingernails.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people like, oh, you scared to get your hands dirty? No, man, I just don't want my hands stained up.
That's soft.
Yeah. So especially for, like, we got a couple of younger guys out there, man. Don't let, if somebody wouldn't judge you, some of your homeboys, like, another trait of toxic masculinity is, like we said, people forcing you to suppress emotion. If you can't honestly sit down one of your homeboys and get some stuff off your chest that you need to help talking about, or you just want to get off your chest just for opening up, that's not your homeboy. And if it is your homeboy, he ain't the right kind of homeboy because y'all in different points in life.
Yeah. You should never be holding your emotions in. You should never be holding your emotions in. That causes sickness too.
So that's what I was about to say. Suppressing emotion leads to so many other issues, stuff that you can't get rid of. You know what I'm saying?
I don't believe this happened. I don't know if I said this in another podcast, but my beard, half of my beard, what is it? Alopecia. All this hair here disappeared. as smooth as a baby butt. And the doctor was like, usually it comes from stress.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I can believe it. It just disappeared. And that was from stressing, not from eating the different type of food, not from doing any other thing but stress. Yeah. So
I had
stress will affect you somehow.
I was stressed out a while ago, stressed and depressed, and the things that my body was doing.
Was it because you so tall and you didn't make it to the NBA?
No, that wasn't why.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't why at all. Sure. If anything, being short would be stressful. You can't reach door handles and crawling up into short cars. Nah, but for real, like my body, like I developed like easy like little muscle spasms. Like my muscles would twitch in certain areas, like on like my arm. I remember it for like weeks. Like I can't remember if my tricep or my bicep. It would just jump and shake like randomly throughout the day.
That's crazy.
Losing weight, like unexplained losing. Well, I was like, yeah, dang, why am I losing all this weight? You know what I'm saying? Got scared. Like, is it cancer or something? What's wrong with me? There was one point in time my jaws, they would pop. Like just in conversation, they would pop. That's because at night I was clenching my teeth down so hard. Okay. And I didn't realize it, but I noticed every morning I wake up, my jaws were really tight. Like I had to like pull my mouth open, like almost like stretch my jaw muscles. Goodness. And then throughout the day, I just be talking and it's like, here's this snap and it would hurt. Excuse me, I got to edit that down. It would hurt. I ain't going to remember 45 minutes. I'm not going to remember that. But no, like stress, depression, suppressing emotion, all that stuff will have a negative effect. And that's all stuff that I could bounce back from. Sometimes you can't bounce back from, the issue, They still don't be knowing where cancer be coming from.
Yeah.
And a lot of it has been proven that it comes from, living a stressful life or, depression and all that stuff. You internalize it. Therefore, it starts affecting the inside, the internals of you.
So what would you say toxic masculinity? It's criticizing someone for their true feelings, period.
Yeah, true feelings, suppressing emotion, like I said, we have that like the bad examples of where when manning up goes wrong.
Yeah.
It's just I don't remember what the example was I gave, last month, the month before, where I said, when manning up goes wrong, and I can't remember what I did. I think I ended up hurting myself or something.
Yeah.
That was like a toxic state of mind of, I could do this, I got this, what I'm saying? Ego tripping, basically.
So is it toxic masculinity? I just said criticizing somebody for their true feelings. So is it?
I think that's one of the traits, like one of the definitions.
Okay, so I might have said that wrong because criticizing somebody for their true feelings, because my true feelings could be ignorant feelings, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like me not reacting properly to a certain situation.
Yeah, basically it says cultural pressures for men to behave in a certain way. Culturally. So okay. Like basically that old school way of thinking, that really archaic way of looking at things of, I'm a man, I need to do this, I need to be the one to handle this, I need to make more money than you. I don't cry, I don't show emotion, I'm just a man. It's all toxic.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example. Cultural pressures for a man to behave a certain way. What's the notion of being a man?
Yeah.
Basically, everything this podcast was built upon that you don't have to be.
Yeah.
The idea of manliness perpetuates domination, homophobia, and aggression. But it ain't me being into cars and liking to work with my hands.
True.
Somebody being into sports, sitting around talking football all day. I know more women that love football more than I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically people using it so much and using it wrong is what put me on the mindset of toxic masculinity is BS, because the examples that I always hear are false.
Yeah. And it has me questioning
myself
when it's just, nah, that's not toxic masculinity. That's you raising your child as a father, So toxic masculinity is for example, me shaming somebody for wearing skinny jeans, right? That's toxic because I feel like women should wear these tight type of jeans,
right?
Type of material that's made for a woman.
I agree with you and agree that is toxic masculinity.
Yeah. So that's toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Okay. I wear skinny jeans, by the way.
You just found the spandex.
So yeah, these the same ones.
They slim fit. They ain't skinny.
Oh, slims. Whatever.
No, there's a huge. Man, I didn't know there was that big of a difference. No, when you go, if I'm in the store and I see if I see slim fit, because I can sometimes, depending on the who makes it, I can wear slim fit. Okay. I'm like, oh, okay, these look good. I go to the same size in skinny.
Yeah.
No, in the whole, it's no, can't do it. I can't do it.
You got what the thing is, the singlets, the wrestling outfits. That's how tight it is. The
legging thing?
The leggings.
Yeah.
I guess you could call it, just leggings. Leggings. Okay.
All right, fam. So, what are some bad examples of toxic? When I take it back, because all toxic masculinity is bad. But what are poor examples of using that definition that you've seen? Because that's basically what this sprung from, is me believing that toxic masculinity is BS until I went to our Patreon and asked him. I'm like, no, that's right. I remember. This is actually toxic masculinity, not what the different examples that everybody's always giving.
Yeah. So
let us know down in the comments, family. Thank y'all for tuning in. All right. Y'all can find me at Marcus on the Gram, on Instagram, at Marcus on the Book, on Facebook. You can find my beard and body butter called Man Shit. That's MANSHYT.com. You can go check that out. Goose, let them know where you can find you.
You can catch me on IG, GOOLZBY. And you can go to my website, underreptmerch.com, to buy some of my merch. And Building with Goose on YouTube.
Absolutely. And if you're listening, you can also watch this podcast on Tanksley TV on YouTube. You can just go to Tanksley TV, put in Let Us Tell It. Also, if you're watching, you can go to pretty much any podcast platform and you can listen to us. You can listen to us in the gym while you're working out, being toxic feminine and toxic masculine. Hey. But hey, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, all that good jazz. Please like and subscribe down at the bottom if you're on YouTube and on the streaming platforms. We greatly appreciate it. So we'll catch y'all next week. Y'all have a good one, fam.